Let's go.
Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Vince Green.
I'm your host, Noel John Terry.
And this is Invasion of the Potty Snatchers. Let's get to it, motherfuckers. I'm going to get some heisting. I'm going to go to Vegas. I'm going to rob some money from some zombies. We're back for another episode, Noel, but we're not back alone. This time we brought along our good old buddy, Baish Benford, and for our zombie series. And the hitch is with this motherfucking zombie series is the guest picks the movie. Baish, tell the folks who you are, what you do, and what movie you chose for us to watch.
I am Baish from the ROC. That's Return of the Critics. If you don't understand acronyms, then you're dumb. Yeah, so we review movies and all that fun stuff. And I picked Army of the Dead because I do love Zack Synder.
Zacky boy.
Zacky boy.
Gonna be Zacky boy.
This is Zack Synder has arrived at this stage. You know, this we covered in a previous podcast. He's kind of his entry into the world of feature film, and now
17 years.
17 years, yeah, exactly. And this is him kind of going back to his roots a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah. Dawn was his first movie.
Dawn was his first movie, and this is Army of the Dead, and it's a different movie, but you could tell it's got Zack Synder written all over it, I think, at this point.
Yeah, in very, very slow handwriting.
Very, very slow and getting suddenly fast handwriting.
Yeah.
What drew you? What attracted you to this? So you said you like Zack Synder and stuff, but there's a lot of zombie films out there that you went for this one again. You went Zack Synder twice.
I saw some other stuff in this movie that I've never seen before. So if people don't know, Zack Synder actually flew a bunch of people that were either struggling or other people in for makeup. So people that were trying to like break into Hollywood, doing horror makeup and other stuff, he flew a bunch of them out and paid them to be there so they could all work on all the zombies and all the people like during the filming of it, which I thought was pretty fucking dope.
Yeah.
You're an aspiring person for Zack Synder to give you a call and be like, hey, come on over here and, you know, work, we'll pay you, you know, you do your best, you know, because if you notice, none of the zombies looked alike.
Yeah.
They all look different. They all look like, you know, the people that were in the casinos or in, you know, out on the strip, but they all just look zombified. It was just, there was different zombies.
Yeah, different types of zombies.
Yeah. So there was the ones that couldn't come out during the daylight, like we had said before, like when you were like, okay, you know, their bones in the sunlight or whatever it was, they're like they get brittle and they're fucked up, so they only come out at night.
Yeah,
you know, they stay in you know, a darker place. So it brought me to that, hearing what he had done in that, and then just seeing like the aesthetic of how the movie looked.
Yeah,
like it looked dope. It looked pretty cool. It looked something that was different. I really didn't, when I saw Dave Bautista was the lead, I was kind of like
yeah, man, he looks like he's a permanent. He always looks like he's a permanent headache. He's always squinting, like really.
Yeah, he's always squinting. He's not a good actor. I mean, he tries, but you know, this isn't horseshoes. So
I actually think he's maybe in a few years gone the John Cena route, where he's not going to be the greatest actor. But you can see he's kind of arriving. He's kind of finding a little bit of space. But yeah, he needs to get more skin for his head because it looks like it's pulled pretty tight back.
It's all the times he cut himself when he was wrestling.
Yeah. I love when he has the glasses on. He's just like, now to look at these plans with my glasses. And
he actually wears glasses. That's why he squints so much. That's what it is like. That's why he's always like, looks like he's got a fucking headache because he never wears his glasses in the movies. Like anytime he's on wrestling, anytime he's not actually wrestling, he always wears glasses. Doesn't he, bitch? Like he always wears glasses.
He used to wear contacts in the ring. I don't know if you guys know this, but people would never hit him in the face.
Really?
Yeah, because that's dangerous.
His contact would,
of course, I know.
Scratching in his so he would always usually, and what I didn't know that is like when he would take hits, they'd always hit him in the neck or in the shoulder.
Or he'd do this thing where they'd cover up in the corner or some shit and take it on the arms.
Yeah. So he couldn't get hit in the face because he's not blind, but he's damn near blind.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, because I've had, you know, Christopher Lambert, Highlander.
Yeah,
he has like there's even a condition for, not only is he nearsighted, but he has a condition called such and such thing where he's again damn near blind. But the director quite liked the way he stares at something. He kind of has this kind of vacancy to him that your man just thought made him look old, made him look like an immortal, and he wanted him, and it served him well in his career. But like he is just standing there going, now we are going to do a battle, and he can't see a fucking thing.
He's not just swinging a sword. Like,
he's all but blind. Like he's literally all but blind. So Christopher Lambert is like legally blind, I think.
Who wants to live forever?
See anything?
Jesus, well, you're going to try and offend everybody in these episodes. Like blind people are heavy podcast listeners, so let's not just like fuck them over. You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking, you know what I mean? Like horror lends itself to other genres. You have like sci-fi, something horror. But this film, more than any other I can think off the top of my head, this is very much so a heist movie. It's just a heist movie.
Yeah,
but it's inside of a zombie movie.
Yeah.
So the moat around it is just full of zombies, but it's a heist movie. There's $50 million. You have the
$200 million.
200 million. Oh, 50 million is going to be their cut or something.
Yeah, that's their cut.
Yeah, and they have they've got the helicopter pilot, they've got the brains, they've got the muscle, they got the safecracker, and the different dynamics between them, and all of that Ocean's 11 shit, and they just dropped it into the middle, and that was so enjoyable. That was just so enjoyable for me.
This movie got delayed ever so slightly because who's that comedian? Chris something, is that his name? The guy
D'Elia.
Chris D'Elia, yeah. He was accused of like sexual harassment or some shit like that, and he was actually the helicopter pilot, and they had to go back and reshoot all his scenes
with Tig Notaro. Yeah,
is that her name?
He got caught trying to hook up with a 17-year-old.
So the film had
allegedly, so we don't get sued.
Yeah, the film had some minor troubles because Chris D'Elia had some minor troubles.
I like that. That was good.
That's fucking good.
That was good.
That's fucking good. Yeah, allegedly, I guess. I know. I'm trying to
I
throw that around like a motherfucker.
Didn't tell Sheila that. I said to her, I want you to keep your eye on Tig Notaro and just tell me if anything stands out to you. And she didn't say it. She was just like, no, whatever. Like, nothing like. Yeah. And I said she was not on set with anyone at any time. This she was completely some scenes superimposed, and then some scenes like it's just her reacting to something. She's just not there at the same time as.
And it was the fence.
Right, the scene at the fence.
Oh my God.
But like if you're looking, but if you know, and you'll see it. But you have to say he actually did a fairly decent job. Like considering that, like everyone's gone home. Yeah. Everyone's gone home. I think she hadn't met Batista like until like after the film, the premiere or something like that. She hadn't met him. She hadn't read lines with him. So they had no chemistry or even a lack of chemistry. It was just nothing. It was just off. So I thought they did a fairly good job, and fair play to him for not just pulling the plug on it.
Well, one thing Zack Snyder doesn't do is give up on fucking movies, and that's one thing we can all say. Look at the efforts
the Snyder cut.
The Snyder cut. It's legendary. No matter what you think about that movie, it's based on the zeitgeist forevermore. Is legendary. The fan petition, the whole fucking movement to get it redone, the whole process of getting it done, and then fucking being the flagship for HBO Max during the pandemic. Like everything about that movie is fucking legendary now at this stage.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So he definitely doesn't give up on these properties, and that's one thing we have to give to him, And one thing I liked about this movie is something we talked about a little bit in the last episode, Dawn of the Dead, was the intro. And this intro for fucking for Army of the Dead was insane. From literally the kind of cold intro on the highway to where we get to see the first souped up zombie, and then him turning the army dudes who are super slow to react to what's going on. Like the slowest motherfuckers. Why don't you just get in the Hummer? He runs away. Get in the Humvee. It's right there. Like, why are you running away? Like, you know what I mean? Like, a Hummer that could easily drive through almost anything. It's why
it was a new take on the making a run for a front door and then turning straight back up them fucking stairs.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, because he could have had them run through the escape in the Humvee and crash in the desert or something. You know what I mean? And then they have to run away. So apart from that, like the intro for this was fucking balls to the wall. Like we got to see the newly turned zombies looking down over Vegas, and then one thing he does that he did with Dawn of the Dead is pair this kind of strange music with what's going on in the scene. I think it's Hallelujah in this one, and we get to see what the kind of progression of not just the zombie outbreak in Las Vegas, but we also got to see the progression of who would kind of be the core characters of the story and how they survived the outbreak and how they became who they are. And one of the best parts about it was the actual person who doesn't survive. And that's that mother's progression from being a suburban mother to being this mad, badass zombie killer looking for her daughter up until the point where she's about to escape and they drop down that fucking shipping container. That scene is heartbreaking. What do you think, Baish?
I think that was dope, and I think that intro, like we talked before, Zack Snyder's intros to stuff is fucking
so good.
awesome.
So good.
It's like he's showing you like this is what you need to expect, and this is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And when like the mom gets caught and the daughter gets away, and Batista grabs her, and she runs back, and they drop the fucking container down.
The mother's face, like, because she's like, the last thing she wanted was the child to actually try and save her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, so
it was just crushed, and I was like, oh, fuck! All right,
and it does just show, doesn't it? If I was saying like this is a bit slow here. What if we put this before it, and then we can take a step back, and we have them on the hook?
Yeah,
but you're on the hook. Like Snyder has bought himself, even with the small focus that we have these days. He's bought himself 10 minutes.
Oh yeah,
or whatever.
20 minutes.
Whatever it is, he's bought it. It's fine. We're just like, wow, that. Like, I want more of that, and the film promises to deliver it. So set up your storyline. Yes, this gang lord is this money is insured, but if you can get it out, you can have a quarter.
Yeah,
of it.
Tanaka or something is that his name?
Yeah, Tanaka. I think the person who stole it, who I didn't watching like a couple of Zack Snyder's things, he was hoping that Batista's character was the one that was gonna reel it away from everybody, or even his partner, the girl, to try to pull it away, but it was Dieter. It was the safecracker.
The German dude.
That was the dude who you were just like, he had to, like, his timing, obviously it's scripted, but his timing felt like it was like perfect. Like almost everything he did or said was funny. Like when he's humping the safe. Trying to open it, like, you know what I mean? Like it's
not. I was about to say vaguely sexual. Sorry, full on sexual.
Yeah, it's full on sexual. Yeah. He's literally humping the safe because he loves it. He loves. You could tell he loves doing this. And this was the crystal or the jewel of his eye getting into the safe, and him being there was awesome. Just his relationship with the black dude. I can't remember his name.
Common.
No, it's not Common.
It's not Common?
No, it's not Common. Not all black people look alike.
I thought that was Common. The guy with the scarf.
I think we can all agree that was pretty racist.
The guy with the scarf. Is that not Common?
That was racist? You just called him Common just because he's a black dude.
Omari Hardwick.
There you go. The dude who tried to kiss Beyonce. That dude.
The guy with the scarf.
Yeah, that's Omari Hardwick. That's not
he
Common.
Looks exactly like Common. Watch.
No, he doesn't.
Man, he looks exactly like Common. But you're
bullshit. All right, you know what? You look just like Noel. Then, all right, that's what it is.
Oh man, of course we do.
Now, why am I getting brought into all of this racist unpleasantness?
This is
okay, Ninja.
What's his name? Omari what?
Omari Hardwick. He played Ghost in the Book of Ghosts.
Yeah, he looks kind of like Common, dude. Like, come on, y'all.
Okay, we need to this is why we're going to try and go into the more visual spectrum, because I'd love to ask the people commenting below, does Omari Hardwick look like Common?
He does. Common, when you know, and he Common with hair, and they look exactly like
Common with hair.
Is not Common.
I need Stone Cold with
hair. Stone Cold used to have long blonde hair in WCW.
Did he was part of the Hollywood?
Okay, guys, there is a picture of Omari Hardwick with Common.
Does he look like him?
No.
He looks shit. Nothing like him at all.
Shit.
Google. There you go. Google.
God damn you, Google.
No, but like I did love this movie with the stories going in between certain people.
Yeah, that's what we were saying in the podcast we did the other day, that they didn't flesh out the characters for the Dawn of the Dead, and we were saying with this one that they did spend a little bit more time on the character development, and even if just like whatever, I'm just going to say a half dozen people, and maybe especially one or two within that, but there was you kind of got it wasn't just about money, that there was an incentive, that there was there was a father trying to reconnect with his daughter who was alienated from him, even though he was in a position that's only imaginable in something like that
was super. That was fucked up.
Yeah, and Common was trying to relaunch his rap career after the zombie apocalypse.
No, it was fucked up because of the point, like, if your wife is, a zombie and she's gonna try to attack your daughter, it's just like, what do you do at that point?
You kill her.
And then for her to hate him because of that, it
makes no sense.
That's one of the things that I didn't like, going in that movie, is just based on the fact of, like, the daughter was like such a wild card, which made no sense.
Yeah,
it's like you're willing to save one person to sacrifice 6 other people's lives, and one of those lives is your dad. Your last relative, you're willing to sacrifice to save one person that you're not like really cool with just because.
Yeah, she's got 2 kids. I'm like, well, she shouldn't have gone in there then.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like fuck's sake. The character development, this was definitely more like fleshed out than Dawn of the Dead. Like, it's probably because Zack Snyder, now 17 years on, much greater influence, much greater reputation. So they kind of just let him hands off, or just like let him do his thing, let him make his own story. And that's what he did. Like, for better or worse, this is a complete Zack Snyder movie. Like, you have the kind of more classic type zombies, and then you have this kind of more amped up zombie. And Noel, I'll throw it to you, and then Baish, what do you think of the kind of alpha zombies? I think they call him, like, this king and this kind of queen that he seems to have, Queen the Dead or whatever.
Yeah, you threw it to me first, or my stepping on toes here? Yeah, I thought the idea
of toes.
I quite like, because again, there's always the thing where if you have bullets and you're not stupid, you have training, you could take out as many zombies. You could take out hundreds of them, even potentially. But what if there was something evolving, or what if there was a big bad, or what if there was something that had some awareness of itself, and instead of zombie being us completely slowed down, that there's an argument that the zombie is us at our next stage. So that was kind of cool, and it was like, it kind of lended itself to a gimmicky kind of film. This film was supposed to be fun. This film wasn't trying to completely reinvent a genre or anything like that. This film was, first and foremost, it was fun. And I think that the alpha zombies kind of lent themselves to that, because yes, you're armed. Yes, you're keeping a tight circle, watching each other's backs, but it's still, the alpha zombie went, like, it could all still go to shit at any given time. And I just thought that worked for this kind of movie. I wouldn't like an alpha zombie to become the new standard bearer in zombie movies, but I'm going to say in this, with the queen and the king and the other, and her kind of being, I guess she was some sort of contortionist. It was cool. It was, I was down with it. I have to say it.
She was a bendy Wendy.
She was a bendy Wendy, I think is the official term.
I'm pretty sure. Producers in my ear. Yeah, that's the official term. We're going to keep moving.
Yeah. Baish, what about you? Did you like the zombie tiger, which is an alpha just by being a zombie tiger?
Yeah. Baish, give us your thoughts on the alpha zombies and the zombie tiger as well. And Noel,
I thought that was cool, having an alpha zombie. I don't think they need to do as much as they did with him, like, passing the baby around and doing that kind of weird shit. It was weird. For me, you could have cut that out.
Yeah, if he's dead, how's he get a boner? That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. Like, if you could have cut that out, it would have been perfectly fine without it. But the alphas and having different measures of zombies to a point where, like, it's a stepping up, like, even now, as
like a caste system,
human beings. Like, there's people that can play sports, right? There's people that are athletes, and then there's like LeBron James, Ronaldo, you know what I mean? Like, there's people, Tom Brady, that are
Vinnie Green,
upper
whatever.
echelon.
Upper echelon. You put me there, not me. I'll glad you take it.
I mean, whatever. Vinnie Green back in like grade school, but
you know what I mean? Like, whatever. Whatever. 4 Super Bowls, 6 Stanley Cups. I didn't do that. My team did. Whatever. Move on. Whatever. It's not what the show is about, Baish.
But that's my point. Like, that showed, like, the awesomeness of, like, them building their own society, like them, like, breaking off of, like, Vegas, being, like, content, like, all right, cool. The zombies can have Vegas.
Yeah.
Which, in the same thing, it's kind of fucking weird that you would just surrender Vegas. But giving them Vegas and them having their own, way of doing things was
society.
Awesome. Yeah, I liked it for that. Plus there's a fucking zombie tiger. How many times have you seen a fucking zombie tiger?
Yeah, that was
Not
fucking
enough.
amazeballs. Man, that was amazeballs. One of Siegfried, what are those fucking dudes' names?
Siegfried and Roy.
Siegfried and Roy.
Those fruit booties.
And it was it, and it kind of had all of that, like what you expect from Vegas. It was kind of making fun of Vegas because it just had zombies based on the type of people that you would expect to find in Vegas.
Yeah, did you think like that? It really captured the mood of Vegas as part, like it was like as Baish said, they blocked off Vegas. This kind of society kind of bred up through the back of it. But do you think they really captured the aesthetics of Vegas? In my opinion, how I would have done it, I would have actually had them go in at nighttime, and I wouldn't have had the lights off, because if anything about Vegas is more spectacular at nighttime than it is during the day. So I think you really could have played with the aesthetics a bit more that way, like, you know what I mean? Where the lights should have been on, and Vegas should have kind of still looked like it was still alive, but slowly dying or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Because everybody knows, like, I've obviously never been there, but like, from pictures, the strip looks fucking incredible at nighttime. And just that general aesthetic, to have it look like it's still alive, but everyone's dead inside, kind of like the way Vegas is anyway.
Pretty much. Everyone's on acid and going to bunny ranches.
Yeah, sounds like a good place to me.
It was kind of like, you were saying earlier in the last podcast that the mall in Dawn of the Dead is supposed to kind of represent our kind of like consumerism and stuff. I think this kind of takes that to like to the nth degree. Yeah, where people just went to go fucking wild. People with more money and ended up being the fucking craziest thing ever. But like, because I'm sure somebody has suggested like putting a cordon around it and nuking it. That's come up.
Oh yeah.
Just look at the scum that comes out. I love Vegas. I want to go there sometime. Don't ban me. But well, like, one thing we spoke about this movie, right? It is a zombie movie, and it's a very Zack Synder zombie movie. But something you touched on, Noel, is at the end of the day, it's actually a fucking heist movie. And one thing about heist movies that I absolutely love is when they assemble the team. What do you think of the team, Baish? And I'll fire to you then after that, Noel.
I think, like I said, I think you could have pulled Batista out and put anyone there.
You saying The Rock? Is that what you're saying?
No, because that wouldn't have worked with The Rock.
You're also not saying that, because it could have been literally anyone.
No, but there's certain movies that, like, that big dude you don't need.
Yeah, Zac Efron or something.
Like, yeah, it's like you could have. You know what I'm saying? You could have put Zac Efron in that role. You could have put Clint Eastwood, Scott Eastwood in that role. Yeah, you could have put Chris Hemsworth in that role.
He didn't need to be a full-on beast. Like, he didn't need to be
like Zach Braff or someone.
Because but he didn't do anything where it was like beastly, to where he like was like launching, zombies here and there. The dude Dieter, I think, was a diamond in the rough. I think getting that dude was good.
He got his spin-off movie and everything, Army.
So I think the other lady, that was a good movie. The other lady who was his partner, I think she could have been replaceable. The dude, the Hispanic dude, I can't remember his name. That was in there too.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not guessing his name. It's common.
You don't want to guess his name?
It's also common.
Raul, hold on. It's Mikey Guzman. Raul Castillo is his actual name. Yeah. But I think like he did a good job. But I think he did his job, and I think Theo Rossi, the asshole security guard or asshole cop, whatever that was at the like, he did a great job being an asshole.
Like he's been doing that for a while. He did it in Luke Cage. He did it in Sons of Anarchy. He does that well.
Yeah, so I think that, but that's the crazy thing. I think that dude's character and then like Dieter's character were the only characters that shined through in that movie to where you were like, oh man, I like seeing them on the screen.
True.
Or that girl too, the one who ended up dying, which she died in a weird fucking way.
Her neck broke.
No, the chick that jumps out of the so the dude like lights, he puts the not flares but the glow sticks, but changes the way.
The blonde French girl.
No, not the blonde French girl. The Hispanic chick.
Oh, the one that looks like you're one of Aliens. She has the fucking headband on and everything.
She is 2 gold medals for wushu. She is a literal absolute certified badass.
Oh yeah, she's not Hispanic. My bad. Samantha Wynn.
I'm not angry. I'm just
No, because like I'm looking at her thing, but no, she's
oh my god. Well,
bro. Oh, it's cool. Hey, she is a former wushu tatalo athlete. She competed a bunch of stuff.
Like that girl could end you. Like
she could hurt you
anytime, man.
She could hurt you
anytime.
No, but like her role in that movie. But that's the crazy thing about this movie is that he does such a good job as secondary characters.
Yeah.
But like we said, Batista could have been interchanged out, but the Samantha Wu, or and then the other Hispanic dude and Dieter, those characters you cared about.
Yeah.
Like you didn't want to see Dieter die.
Yeah, and he got a good death as well, a heroic death.
Well, you don't see him die.
I suppose good call.
You don't see him die. I mean,
it wasn't a survivable kind of scenario, though, was it?
Well, you don't know if the dude launched him because he was trying to get inside the thing. Yeah. Obviously, if you use your mind, he could have died. But just the depth of this movie of not knowing what the fuck is going on, because you see dead bodies next to the vault, and it looks like this is just a Groundhog's Day. Because
that's his fucked
dog
up.
Tags. The dog tags have Batista's thing on it, and the helicopter pilots. The other one has the scarf, and then the black dude. Yeah. I can say black dude. No.
Okay, cool.
Common for the people at home.
So Amari Hardwick, his dead body. His
rapper's name is Common. Everybody knows that. It's well known. It's continue. Sorry.
But his dead body is sitting there too. So you don't know, like, is this like time number 2? Because the Amari Hardwick goes back and gets a zombie and brings him. So you don't know if this has happened like 2 or 3 or 4 times already over. And I think that's the great part about this movie is like, you don't know what's actually going on.
Yeah.
And you just think, oh, it's a heist movie or it's a zombie movie. No, it's much more than that because there's other layers to this movie.
Yeah, man, the scene where they're trying to figure out movies like non-lethal deterrents, and he lets the zombie walk through the traps. The fucking machine guns like going on the fucking wall. Man, that's fucking awesome, man. Like that one thing I did like about that is like it is a heist movie and it is a zombie movie, it is an action movie, it's all these things, but it's actually a pretty well thought out movie in places.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Zack Snyder does that. Like apart from a couple of things, we can all look back on these movies. He didn't write all these movies, which is fair to say. You know what I mean? I don't think he did anyway. But like this movie, even though it is corny and cheesy at times, that it is kind of pretty well thought out. Like the alpha zombie thing is something I don't really agree with. I'm not like I think they're enough of a threat, enough of fucking like normal zombies, a big horde of zombies having to make your way through that and trying to make out isn't enough. We don't really need to see the next evolution of zombies, or like where it's almost like a super soldier kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think
as a rule, I would be so against it. I would be up in fucking arms.
Yeah.
I think it lent itself to this film, but I agree.
Exactly, yeah. But the aesthetics of the alpha zombies is really cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like that Queen the Dead or whatever, she was fucking awesome. Like, and I love that scene where is it the helicopter pilot is like, is that zombie wearing a cape? But so like I thought it was like a well thought out action movie, that kind of thing, like, because there's so much shit and it could have been way worse than actually is. And I enjoyed it more in the second viewing than the first viewing, which is something I going to allude to back to what Baish said in the Dawn of the Dead episode. With Zack Snyder movies, you oftentimes enjoy them more and more you watch them. And it was the same for BVS. When I went into the cinema, I was a bit annoyed, but I've seen it several times since. And I like it more and more because you do see these different little elements that he kind of puts in there, because he does try to stuff a lot in these narratives. That's why oftentimes his movies and the director's cuts are pretty long, because Zack Snyder is a very kind of like full storyteller. Because he knows that he has limited time with these characters, that he always wants to try cover as much ground as possible, and that's why a lot of his movies are pretty long. And like this movie, even though it was like had all these things that could have made it really, really dumb, the more I've seen it now, I've seen it twice now, and the second viewing I enjoyed it way more, because I kind of looked past the kind of dumb stuff and I looked at the well sort planned out things, like the heist elements, that thing Baish was speaking about, that kind of weird moment where it's like, are we just forever going to be doing this? Like, you know what I mean? In some sort of weird loop. Are we stuck in some sort of weird fucking purgatory or some shit? Like, shit like that, like, it's cool because, like, even if it's not themselves, that exact team, it just shows the repetitive nature of humans themselves and how we're kind of doomed to make the same mistakes over and over again. And in that moment, I thought that was really, really cool because it's a really kind of deep moment to have in the middle of an action movie. And then, like, he counter balances it well, because after that deep moment, he kind of have that bit of levity with the action when the zombies move through the booby traps towards the safe. And that's what Zack Snyder does. He follows his lulls with action or a bit of comedy, a bit of levity to try to keep the story up, and he can still fit his kind of deep moments in.
Yeah. He did that. I have to say for this film that he did that, and it never, like, sometimes you have this, the pendulum swings from goofy to quite heavy, and at no point did you feel like it dislodges you. I always call it the Transformers. I remember when they tried
Transformers,
the second one, they started killing Optimus Prime, and then they're like, Optimus, and I was like, this has been the dumbest, goofiest, stupidest fucking film I've ever seen. You don't get to suddenly suck me in because you've slowed shit down. I don't fucking care. But Zack Snyder manages to make a film that on the surface level could be considered quite goofy, but I actually thought that it just managed itself well. I felt like somebody lost some sleep over the script and stuff at some time.
Yeah. Total side note, though, only Michael Bay would manage to make a movie about sentient robots. Very racist. Like jazz and all. Oh my god.
The two robots that turn into an ice cream truck.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Those dudes were pretty much like ghetto rip-offs. It was
man.
That was bad.
I don't know how he managed to get so much racism into a movie about robots. You know what I mean? It's like, well played, Michael Bay. Well played. But like, all the strengths of the movie, like, I think we could probably all agree that the major weaknesses of it was the big emotional scenes and the chemistry or lack thereof between its main, like, kind of the heartbeat of the movie, Batista and his daughter, Batista and his kind of love interest / partner. Do you know those? I think that's where the movie fell flat. How about you, Baish?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Batista has he has acting chops, right? So he can act. Drax, Destroyer.
He's a great Drax. He's a great Drax.
Blade Runner 2049, small robot is really good.
Yeah. Artemis Hotel.
Oh yeah,
it was good in that movie.
Underrated movie. That's actually just a good scene.
It is a really good movie.
Yeah, it's a complete rip-off of the Continental of John Wick.
But it's because he's on screen not all the time.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to carry. Like I told somebody,
Jodie Foster props him up, doesn't she?
Yeah, John Cena can't carry a movie. Batista can't carry a movie. Jason Statham can carry a movie.
Yeah.
The Rock can kind of carry a movie.
And none of the people you're mentioning are great actors, but at the same time, you're saying that they can carry a movie.
Yeah, and aesthetically though, as well, they have it. Leo, they have that look.
Yeah, like Leo. Leo can carry a movie.
Yeah, he could carry a fucking anything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, he's so good.
And it's crazy. Like Miles Teller, Jonah Hill, those people can carry movies because they're acting chops.
Yeah,
Batista can't. And then when you put that in with Batista now has to be funny on some levels, and he's not. Then add into that layer. Now he has a love interest, and now he has a family interest too with his daughter that he doesn't play. Like you don't feel bad for this dude.
Yeah,
even when it's like I was more felt bad for the situation.
Yeah,
not for Batista.
Yeah, because
there was no emotion coming off of him where you're just like, fuck, I feel bad for this dude. It's just, okay, cool. This happened in the story. It's moving the story along. He makes no sense. And then the girl, she's a bad actor.
Yeah, she's
a bad actress. I don't know how she got that movie. I don't know whose nipple she twisted or whatever. But, I mean, she got that role, but she wasn't good in it.
Yeah, I think Batista. I'm like you. I think Batista's a better second man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I've got to as well. Listen at that. He have a minute and he will add to it, but do not put it on his shoulders.
Scott Eastwood playing the Batista role and Batista being the second man in.
That would have been perfect.
That would have been awesome.
Perfect. Yeah.
You give Batista the big heroic sacrifice fucking death at the end or something. You know what I mean?
He could have still done the same movie, but just don't make him the dude who's in charge. He could have still died at the end like he did.
Yeah.
You don't need to make him the overall like, oh, this is the dude, because it's not going to work.
Yeah,
because it doesn't come across. At that point, you're just watching the movie. Because I usually when I watch Batista movies, I zone Batista out.
Yeah.
I just pay attention to the rest of the movie. Like if you guys ever seen the movie Stuber,
where
that movie was
Johnny.
That movie was ass. The best part of that movie was Aman Johnny.
Yeah.
Batista was bad in it.
Did no chemistry, as far as I remember.
Yeah, nothing. Because he doesn't have chemistry with people on screen.
Yeah.
So it's just weird. I don't, but he still keeps getting money. So more power to him.
Yeah, and the bigger his name gets, the more roles he's going to get too. And being attached to like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy did not hurt his career, is what I think we can all agree on.
How about you, Noel? Do you think the chemistry was weak between the kind of main the main, I don't know, emotional characters? I'm not sure what way to phrase it, but Batista and his wife, Batista and his daughter, or not his wife, the girlfriend,
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's not that I got the sense that there was nothing there, because Batista was trying to give he cared. But like to say that was like a strong element of the film, it was not. And the film had enough going for it. And like Baish said, some of the secondary characters, Ludwig was just absolutely phenomenal. And those people kept you engaged and interested. And there was enough huge action scenes. But no, the chemistry was definitely, like, if you were to break it down into its components, then that was the weakest component. I think I'd even go as far as to say that. Yeah. But it's hard. It wasn't so much that I made it a bad film, but again, to jump on the back of an opinion that Baish had, he's right when he says that it's not like you couldn't have taken him out. Yeah. And that's probably true of most actors in most films.
Or lessened his role even.
Yeah, or lessened his role. But it does seem like he's not. I'm not sure if he'll ever be. He's in his 50s now. I'm not sure if he'll ever be. Maybe
looks good for his 50s. Fucking hell.
53.
So the problem with Dave Bautista is, like, when they ask him about The Rock, he's like, I don't want to do stuff like that. I want to do actual movies. I don't want to do action movies and do Disney stuff, even though he's done like 3 Disney movies already.
Yeah. Not including the Avengers movies.
He says that the way The Rock went, he looks down on, because he doesn't need movies about him. He wants to be in like a Scorsese movie and all the other kind of stuff to show that he can act.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, but not when you're a bad actor.
Yeah, I think he's better more in that kind of melancholy type role, because it doesn't really put pressure on him to show his range. Like when he's in like that small role in Blade Runner 2049, where he was kind of real downbeat in the role, and that kind of suits him because he can be a bit monotone at times, that kind of way. So I think he might be better if the role is a bit more dramatic and not as much asked from him in terms of his range, because I think that's where he lacks. He because he has no chemistry when you're trying to tell jokes, or you're trying to show emotion, or you're trying to like have these kind of love moments, that kind of thing. That's when you really have to show your range, whether or not you can make the audience relate to you, your plight, your situation, or see things from your point of view. And I think that's what he lacks a little bit. And John Cena's getting it now, where he's getting that better at interacting with the audience through how he kind of conveys his characters on screen. And that's happened over the last few years, maybe because he's a bit more experienced than Batista. I don't know, in terms of like leading roles, or you know what I mean? So I think Batista, that his strengths are when he's more melancholy. And anytime he's kind of asked, even though like Drax is hilarious, he's really dry, kind of deadbeat, kind of deadpan humor. He's fucking hilarious at that. But I think he's really good when he's not too much is asked for him. Like if you can ask for one specific thing from his character, kind of like with Drax, is that kind of dry humor. And then with like, and there's something like a Blade Runner where it was just, he was like a replicant that was after being hunted down. And it was just that one kind of really downbeat scene. I just think if you ask one or too many things of Batista at a time, I think that's when he kind of flounders, because he doesn't have a range.
True. He sucks.
That's not what Vinny said. I love the fact that he just circled it back around. Yes, because he's gay.
That's the gist of what I got from it. You can say all that fancy book learning that you got.
This fucking guy. I never went to college, man. You're the one with the college education.
Yeah, but I went to play football.
That would have been amazing. But like, I think the major issue of this movie with the emotional side of things is that I gave more of a fuck about that mother that I never even knew about her name in the intro. Mm-hmm. I gave way more of a fuck about her and her kid in 10 minutes than I did about Batista and over 2 hours and his kid and stuff. Because like you said, Baze, like the kid was so fucking annoying. I was like, oh, you're going to risk all these people that are going in there that are trying to let your father, if your father's going to go in there, you trust him, let him go looking for her. Why do you need to go in there and be a liability to him?
Yeah.
To put his life at more risk by risking your own. Like, like that part of the story really fucking annoyed me because like, if I was the size of Batista and my kid is like, even not at size of Batista, my kid goes to me, oh, Dad, I'm following you into the zombie apocalypse. Like, pretty sure you're not. And it's like, oh no,
but then I hate you. You hate me.
You hate me, but you can do that when you're alive.
Please,
right?
let's go into a zombie apocalypse. Together.
Yeah, exactly. It's like hate's an emotion you can feel when you're alive. When you're dead, nothing. So, no, you do me a favor, unless you want to be tied up until I come back out Vegas.
Oh, that's it. Like, just tied to a chair. Like that's it. And there you go. Yeah. Take your chances here rather than going into an actual zombie apocalypse. And don't forget, there's a nuke on the way. I don't feel like we've touched upon the nuke. It wasn't even like, even if you went in and found somewhere safe to hide, so fucking what? You need to get the fuck out of there as well.
What do you think of that angle, Noel?
The what?
The nuke angle. The ticking clock is the call.
Oh yeah, well I like, of course, I hate it in video games. I hate it. I like to be able to just enjoy a video. Anytime they put that shit on, I fucking hate it. When it's in a film,
that must destroy your anxiety, does it, dude?
Oh god, dude!
Can you see it in your eyes? Flashbacks. I can see the flashback. Yeah, it's just like the end of Halo 1. It's like you got 5 minutes to get out of here. Oh, the amount of times I die trying to drive that war.
Gears of War, where you have to get out of the Banshee to get to the armored vehicle, but you've only got a few seconds. Oh, it does not do. No, it does not. But in films, I like it because it gives. I like the odds stacked up against them. That's what makes a good film. And the odds. This is what the film did tremendously. Is that they were up against zombies, they're up against alpha zombies, they're up against a zombie tiger. They had to like crack a basically uncrackable safe, but what safe isn't uncrackable in these films?
Especially in Vegas, like,
and they had to get in there and they had to get out of there inside of a very small time frame. Otherwise, they do die. It's not like, oh, it's going to rain missiles and you're more than likely going to die. No, it's going to rain one. It's going to rain one, and it's going to fucking count, So I loved all that. I thought the stakes were huge. I thought the players were in place. I thought everything about that. It was like a really well executed heist film dropped inside of a zombie film. Like I said, all of that was absolutely fine.
Yeah, I love.
I think Baish is right. I think the actors, you could have mixed it up a bit with the actors, and it might have lent something to it. It certainly wouldn't have taken anything away from it.
Yeah,
but I think you could have definitely done that. But the film itself, it's a solid film.
Yeah, like even if you give like Batista slightly less screen time and you give what's that girl's name that looks like your one from Aliens? She's like dressed exactly like your one from Aliens. What's that?
Lilith, the coyote. I know the one you're talking about. Yeah,
him.
Yeah, like if you could give her a bit more screen time, especially like she was badass, the motherfucker. Like, I just think with 2.5 hours that you could have softened the weaknesses of the movie by giving some of the side characters a bit more screen time.
2 hours and 28 minutes is what the film ran, and that's a long film
for a zombie movie, especially.
Oh, it's a long film for a zombie movie. Absolutely. Her name was Chambers in the actual movie. Her name was Chambers. Yeah. And she was Samantha Wynn was the lady who played her. Yeah, because she was cool. And you're right about the aliens. She came with that exact same energy as well. Yeah.
What was that character's name in Aliens?
God, that's a good question.
It's killing me that I don't know this because I'm in like an aliens group online and I see pictures of her daily almost.
Where are you? Is it Farrell?
Is it Farrell? No, it's played by.
It's Vasquez.
Vasquez. Hey, Vasquez. You ever get mistaken for a man? And he's
no, do
like,
you?
Yeah.
Why is she always playing Hispanic people?
Yeah, and she's Jewish. Like her name's like what's her name?
Janet Elise Goldstein.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the weirdness. I'm just like, all right, cool.
These were a incredible time, weren't they? Like, have you ever seen Scarface in the 70s? Oh my God. Every Latino dude is a white guy. Like, F. Murray Abraham plays a Latino dude. Like, come on.
Short circuit.
Oh my God, yes.
Brown face, bro. Brown face.
Oh my God, yes.
When I found that out, I was crushed.
I was like, what?
I was like, what? The dude's Indian? No, he's white. What? No, he's not. And then I looked at he was in RoboCop.
Oh my God, yes.
Man,
that dude's bad experience with robots.
Oh my God.
What?
Do you not know that? No.
You didn't know that?
Do you not know that dude's wife guy went brown face?
Not only did I not know it was, I didn't realize it was him.
No, Noel was this old when he found out that Short Circuit was a white guy. Johnny Five is alive.
Potty Snatchers exclusive.
Look at his face. Just the disheartening. Like, just look at his face right now. It's great.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
We have to.
I wasn't ready to know him.
We have to cover short circuit.
We have to cover short circuit. So yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Fucking hell, like Johnny Five is alive. No, this is Stephanie. I love those fucking movies. But so like, what do you think of the big sacrificial fucking moment in this? Right, the heist goes to shit. Let's just power through this. So we talk about Dieter sacrifice play. He saves Common, and
well, you're in it now. You might as well just go.
It's fucking Common. Fuck it. Go ahead.
I'm not going to even try to edit around this. I'm in it now.
I was gonna say Ghost, but all right, go ahead.
I just like beep it out the whole way through, and he's just like beep, beep, beep. And I was just like, and he's like Omari Hardwick. And it's just like the same tone every over.
It's good shit.
But like, so the heist goes to shit. The helicopters are refueled. It's on the roof. They have to get out of here. What do you think of the climax? No, then Baish, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I always love a good climax of a zombie film. I love it. It has to go to shit because that's how zombie films lend itself to the action, and it has to have been a terrible idea, especially when it's quite a selfish endeavor. Even if
you already got the money back as well, that motherfucker. Like, this is just more money because he said, "Oh, I got my money back through insurance, but this money's untaxable." And like, fucking motherfucker.
Yeah, and it's about to get blown up in a nuclear, so it's not as if anyone's going to be like, wait a minute. but I did like the fact that it was ultimately all for almost out. You know, like for what went in and what went out. I always like the end of a dystopian film to be dystopian.
Yeah,
and so for me, the ending scene, I don't know, it all felt worth it, like for my entertainment and not for absolutely anybody else's. It was the same kind of with the Dawn of the Dead. I like it to be a little bit open-ended, because even though they blew up Vegas, you knew that wasn't like contained. Absolutely.
Well, Common got out, remember?
Yeah, he's on a plane.
Well, there you go. There's going to be, it's kind of got that open-endedness then, where although they went with a prequel in the next one, which was kind of interesting.
I think that was just a gap filler. I feel like they were like, okay, I want to keep this world alive. People like Dieter, let's just fucking just throw another movie out quick. And
it's
I think
a good movie too, though.
I actually haven't seen it. To be honest with
you haven't? Oh,
no,
it's a good movie.
It's a good movie. Yeah, it actually is a good movie. And of course, they have such a strong character that they're able to go.
Yeah, that dude's awesome in that movie too.
Sorry?
That dude is awesome in that movie too.
Yeah, he is.
Was like another heist action comedy type thing?
Yeah,
it's him making his bones. You know what I mean? He's just a dude who works in a bank, but at night he picks these locks even in his bedroom. Yeah, it was a cool fucking movie, man. It really is. But I do like the end of it. But it kind of goes back to when all the action kind of simmers down, it comes back down to the chemistry
between Batista and his daughter.
Yeah, and then like her shooting him in the head, I didn't care.
Yeah,
I didn't care either. That was a problem for me.
What was that last zombie's head made out of Play-Doh? Because when fucking Batista shoots him, his fucking head explodes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what
do you shoot him with? A flare?
Fucking what do you do? Shove a fucking rocket up there and that fucking
that was weird. That was weird.
Yeah, that was weird. Like, you know what I mean? It's like head made of mush. How about you, Baish? How did the climax sing to you, man?
I cared more, like Vinny said. I cared more about that mom dying in the beginning sequence of the movie starting, and 100%. Dieter sacrificing himself by pushing the door closed with all his might so the zombies couldn't get in to save Common. Than I did about Batista at the end. Like when she shot him, I was just like, shoot him, don't shoot him. Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
It was just like the movie could have ended with it blowing up and you not knowing if they got out or not. And that would have been perfectly fine.
Yeah, well, just like leave it a little bit open, like
you could have had Common walking out with the 2 bags of money.
Yeah,
at the end, and then you could have ended it right there. I didn't need Batista being shot. You know, his daughter's a horrible actor. She was the villain of that movie.
Is she going to be the central protagonist of the sequel if there is one?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. She is the villain of that movie because she endangered everybody because their plan was working. Their plan was going right. She endangered everybody at the end or like towards the end and then continued to endanger everybody.
Yeah.
And then when shit was going fucked up and then Batista got bit, she shot him in the head. So it's just like, all right, cool. You went along to make sure you shot your dad in the head. and killed like fucking 4 other people.
Yeah. Like, man, apart from Garth Dillahunt, like the dude that's kind of like there to get the Queen of the Dead's head, she did more. She was more detrimental to that fucking heist than anybody else. Like, even nearly more so than the Alpha Zombie, because the only reason he got involved is because Garth Dillahunt killed the fucking Queen of the Dead or whatever. So like, and she
rotted her head off.
Yeah, exactly. She literally put herself in that scenario. She made them split up their forces. She was like, she got caught outside when they all got indoors into the casino. She went after that other woman as well that like meant nothing to her in comparison to like her father. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I'm totally with you. She's the biggest liability in that fucking entire movie. 100%.
Especially when you don't originally know why she's so pissed off.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, I was kind of like, why are you so pissed off? And then you were like, and I was like, it can't be something as obvious as in if somebody gets turned into a zombie, they're done. Yeah. As in all you could do is save everybody else in the house. That's what's so horrible about the whole zombie idea. So he did what he had to do, and that's why you're torturing him.
He saved your life.
She's just like, I hate you now because you stopped me from getting killed.
Yeah. And it's a person that lives right beside the infection zone, so she knows how horrible it is. Like, over time, maybe initially she could have hated him, but over time she should have forgiven him for what she's been exposed to. Like,
they're sitting there with the soldiers who are all going out to kill the zombies on a daily basis, who are also people's sisters and brothers. And
exactly. Like, you know, it makes no sense. And she's like, you know, I'm there to save people.
No. She was a dick.
Yeah, she's like one of them fucking...
Just like that old dude from Up.
Yeah.
I hate that movie. Sorry.
You hate Up.
My God, I love that movie. It's heartbreaking.
I hate Up. That old man's an asshole for like an hour and like 32 minutes.
His wife just died.
Who fucking cares? He's a dick to everybody. Keep that shit to yourself, bro.
Oh my God.
And he's a fucking asshole for an hour and 32 minutes and is redeeming for 13 minutes. Oh, it's so great. It's so great. Get the fuck out of here.
It's like Ebenezer Scrooge. You know, Ebenezer Scrooge is an asshole until the climax.
That's it. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
You know, it's about that redemption arc.
I guess, whatever. then you know what? Stalin is a fucking great man too. Because in his last moments, he was saying how sorry he was.
Well, man, in the middle there, he did defeat the Nazis. There
you go. See, I fit Stalin in here. Boom. Noel didn't have to do it.
Back with the corner.
Yeah, exactly. I'm proud of you, Baish.
Shit.
To all the brothers in the Communist Party, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But what you call, like, do you have anything else you want to say about Army of the Dead? We get the fuck out of here, leave Vegas behind. Let's leave Las Vegas, if you will.
Leaving Fear and Loathing left in Las Vegas, and we are leaving Las Vegas.
Fair enough. None of that was good. But how about you, Baish? Anything else you want to say? We get the fuck out of here, dude.
Great movie, at least worth one watch.
Yeah, it's worth one watch. Even though it's long, it's definitely 100% worth a watch.
Yeah, it's definitely got enough to it for even rewatching. I think
that's it. There's enough meat on the bones. Yeah,
100%. Like, so, I'm the same as you. What it did well, it did really well. What it did wrong, it did really wrong, and that was the problem with Army of the Dead. Where even though there was a lot of good things about it, it felt unbalanced. And I think that was the major issue with the whole movie. Like, it was definitely enjoyable, definitely entertaining, but definitely unbalanced. And the emotional moments didn't hit right because of the lack of chemistry between Batista and the other two female leads, or whatever. So, all right, motherfuckers. I'm your host, Vincent Green.
I'm your host, Noel John Toohey.
And this is Invasion of the Potty Snatchers. And that's Baish Benford. And that was Army of the Dead. See you next time, motherfuckers. Peace. Say peace, Baish.
Peace.
Want some candy? Yo, she bitch. Let's go.